Joining us now is Dan Gainor of the Media Research Center. Dan, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I know you were watching last night. Well, what do you believe will be remembered most from last night's address and why?
Well, unfortunately, probably what should be remembered is how inclusive and how upbeat the speech was. Even CBS News was out there saying this was a more stately presentation for Trump. Well, I imagined Nancy Pelosi ripping up the speech at the end out of bitterness and failure will probably be remembered.
I think you're right. Well, did the president miss an opportunity perhaps by not accepting Speaker Pelosi's handshake? And do you believe her speech-ripping moment was from anger, or do you think that was pre-planned?
I think a lot of things in Washington are pre-planned. I have no doubt that was. And look, the left and the media in this country basically declared the president a traitor for 3 years. Then they went on a bogus impeachment that is in the process of failing as we speak. I don't really expect, I expect the president to lead, but I don't expect him to be, abnormal and shake hands with somebody who's tried to do that to him. I think that would have been bizarre.
Well, he didn't shake hands with the vice president, and he was turning, so he may not even have seen it. We haven't heard from the president yet, so we'll have to wait and find out how the rest of that story goes. But your organization points out a number of negative media reactions to the speech. But did you see any bright spots?
Well, like I said, I think CBS was the bright spot. I think that was really when a major network is basically saying this was not the kind of speech that they've grown to expect Trump to give. It wasn't all fire and brimstone. It was a lot of, we've done this together and honoring our heroes. And it was particularly a very strong attempt to be, to reach out to minority groups. Brigadier General, the Tuskegee Airmen who fought in 3 different wars, honoring him and his great-grandson who wants to go into the Space Force. I thought that was a wonderful moment. And to see that some people weren't even standing and applauding it was just shocking to me.
And also not having any sympathy, it seemed, for Rush Limbaugh and his cancer diagnosis.
Yeah, that's just a level of despicable that look, I know we're in an era where everybody fights, but no one's cheering for cancer. No one wants someone else to die or get really sick. And it seems like you would want some to be honored, but they didn't. They consider Rush the enemy in many cases, and so that's how they treated it. And then, of course, many of the Democratic Congress people walked out in the middle of the speech.
All right, Dan Gainor, we always appreciate your insights, especially on a big night like we had last night. Thanks so much.